I'm live now. Oh jeez, I've not done this in forever. Oh god.
It is. Um,
So free debate topics,
if by the next hour our computer has not finished starting up, we're gonna force it to be off and on again because at that point it's stuck.
Yeah.
We hope that's not the case, but it is what it
Okay,
is if it
watch
is.
the stream. Oh, what? This is
If
my
by the next hour our
world
computer
I've been
has
working
not
on. I want
finished
to start a
starting
new
up,
world.
we're gonna force it to be
Let's
off
hit
and
the
on
main
again
menu.
because at that
Yes,
point
yes,
it's
yes,
stuck.
yes. Yeah.
It does not say. It does not show anything yet. It is what it is if it is.
Oh no. Oh, what?
It still says live in 20 minutes.
Oh. I want to start a new world. Oh yeah, I said it too. Oh, I know what I did wrong.
It does not say. It does not show anything yet.
Oh no.
Oh, you are live streaming. It's just that thing hadn't updated.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I said it too. Oh, I know what I did wrong.
Oh, you are live streaming. It's just that thing hadn't updated.
Oh, okay. So what should we talk about before we start? Actually, I kind of just want to continue my current save. Oh, Jojo, what did you did now? Oh well. So what should we talk about before we? Can you see the gameplay?
Not watching the stream at the moment because we don't want to be watching it while we're in VC.
Oh, okay. Well,
We
I'm
don't want
just
to
trying to
have
make
the
sure
double
it all
voice.
works, right? Just want to make sure it all works. Can you see the gameplay?
Not watching the stream at the
Oh,
moment because we don't want to be
one
watching it while
second.
we're in
I'll
VC.
be back. Oh, okay. Well,
We
I'm
don't
just
want to
trying
have
to
the
make
double
sure it
voice.
all works, right? Alright. Just want to make sure it all works. Oh, one second. I'll be back. Alright. Mm. Mm. Did you check the stream? Is everything working?
Hmm?
Did you check everything? Is it all working right?
We saw the stream start, so it seems to be working.
Okay.
But like we said, we're not going to be in the stream while we're in the VC because we don't want to get weird double voice shit.
Check everything. Is it all working right? Cat.
We saw the stream start,
Hi,
so
everyone.
it
Oh,
seems to be working.
thank you. Okay. Look
But
at
like we
this
said, we're
cat.
not going to
I
be in the
win the
stream
debate
while we're in the
already because I
VC
have a titty.
because
The titties
we
are
don't want to
bright.
get weird double voice shit.
Go ahead. You can go now. Everyone. Oh, look at this cat. I win the debate already because I have a titty. The titties are bright. Go ahead. You can go now. Okay, that's working. Oh, I got 2 viewers already, eh? 2 viewers. Okay, that's working. Oh, I got 2 viewers already, eh? 2 viewers. Okay. I think everything is working optimally. I think everything is working optimally. Yeah. Yeah, it looks all optimal. Yeah, it looks all optimal. Yeah, now I just have to wait for LiquidZulu, I guess, to, you know, um, let me know what's going on. And then I guess we'll start the debate. Are you okay being on stream, Daddy? I'm already streaming to YouTube. Like, you're in the call, right?
But you were gonna join the call in the server when the debate actually starts.
Yeah, but I just wanted to do some warm-up. Half an hour pre-debate, like, stuff, you know?
But you were gonna join
Pre-debate,
the call in the
debatation.
server when the debate actually starts.
Yeah, but I just wanted to do some warm-up. I think my best argument to LiquidZulu is I'm not into this politics stuff, I just want to grill. Pre-debate. Yeah. Propane or charcoal? That's how the debate. Also, Jody, let me know if there's anything like wrong with the stream too.
We're not on the stream right now.
I'm saying when you are. Propane or charcoal? That's how the debate.
How long is there till the debate at the moment?
20 minutes, yeah.
We're gonna go make a sandwich so we have something to eat when we're watching it.
Alright. I'll be,
How long is there till the debate?
I guess I'll just wait here until LiquidZulu, wants to, start, you know? Alright. What was I gonna do? Oh, yeah, this. I guess I'll just wait here until LiquidZulu, wants to, start, you know? Big ear. Riveting. Absolutely riveting gameplay. Riveting. Riveting. Oh, Come on, man. Why is it being difficult? Why are you being difficult? Stop being difficult. I'm the difficult one here. Let's see. Thanks. Why is it being difficult? Why are you being difficult? Stop being difficult. I'm the difficult. Why? Where's the thing? Where's the thing? The thing! Where's the thing? The thing! I just need rubber and water. Rubber. Right. Wow. Yeah. Don't really know what to talk about before this debate happens, so I'm just gonna hang out and play Satisfactory until our time comes. Until the time comes for me to say my views on things and stuff. So for me personally, I prefer simple, basic environmental protections to uh, keep the environment going until we don't necessarily need to protect it as much anymore. And by that point, I just think we'll be so far ahead that it'll be easier for us to necessarily waste as much time or energy trying to build up these things. But for now, it's a very important, from my perspective. Come on. There we go. There we go. I should get it going. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So yeah. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Start making the things. Start doing the thing. Start doing the thing. Come on. Yeah. Do your thing. Give it a minute. Absence. Oh, there it goes. So yeah, basically protect the environment until it's not necessary, but for now it definitely is necessary, and we should look out for ourselves in the meantime too, like not just cut down our industrial capability. We still need we still need these things as much as we need the environment, in my mind. But anyways,
What
yeah.
things?
Like the industrial processing, like steel and concrete. Right now, we are at the point where concrete is not
Although
carbon neutral. It's
ideally we should
literally the
replace
opposite.
our current concrete. What things should get replaced with wasn't it Roman concrete? Is what it's called,
That
or
it's
it's
it's useful, but from
basically
modern concrete.
a self-repairing building material.
Uh,
Should
well,
get
first of all,
replaced with
Roman concrete used like
wasn't it Roman
uh,
concrete?
what was it?
Is what it's called, or
A certain kind of
it's
shell. I'm pretty
built
sure.
built a self
That was commonplace. It's not commonplace all over the world. It was the what was used in that. Can't fully remember, but I know it's not exactly viable now. But they are finding carbon efficient ways of producing concrete. But right now, it's not as viable as you're making it out to be.
it's a oh wait, we remember now the problem. The
Mm-hmm.
problem is that it only works for structures you build near the ocean,
Yeah, exactly. That can
because
get wet.
what helps it, what makes it repair itself is that
Is rain and
materials found in the
water.
ocean fill in the cracks. The problem is
Yeah,
that
exactly.
it only works for structures you
There
build
are
near the
carbon
ocean,
capture, like using carbon
because
in the concrete to
what makes
capture
it
it.
repair
Hmm.
itself
But the problem with
is
that
that
is when the
materials found in the
concrete
ocean
starts
fill in the cracks.
heating, it just releases the carbon back into the atmosphere anyways, right? So that is also an issue that I could possibly think of.
Trees are the original carbon capture.
Yes, trees are definitely good at carbon capturing, but the problem also with trees is it's you can make we can like replace or even make more trees, but at the same time, they're not efficient enough to the point where we would start uh, not needing other functional carbon capture methods.
Look at redwood trees.
Do you know how long it takes redwood to grow?
That's the benefit. They get absurdly huge, which then means they can store a lot of carbon.
Yeah, but they take a long time to grow, though. You know that, right?
Okay.
Like, isn't it 50 years they take to grow to like an adult tree?
Redwood trees keep growing theoretically forever.
No.
They just keep getting taller until they reach the
Yeah.
the physical. They get taller until they reach the physical max capacity of how
I
tall they
think it's
physically can get.
cool, yes, but it it we can grow more trees definitely, but the problem here is that efficiency wise, we're gonna need other means too, Daddy. There isn't a natural solution for everything, right? Like not everything can be a natural solution, in my mind. That is. We're gonna have to start using more and more carbon capture devices.
The only reason we have to keep doing this is because we keep shoving a shit ton more carbon into the atmosphere.
But to keep industrialization going, we need it. We literally need it.
You're talking about smoke punk at this point. This is why we coined the term, is because calling it industrialization is not accurate.
Yeah, but
Not
we
all
still need
industrialization does not necessitate
steel.
smoke.
We still need steel processing. We still need carbon rich steel processing. And what you vouch for is replacing the coal with
What it
copper.
sounds
But
like you're
copper is
saying when you're
not as
saying
efficient.
industrialization is smoke punk, where you see industrialization as exclusively smokestacks and oil.
I'm not seeing it that way. I'm not saying it's that way. I'm just saying right now. And if we do come up with more viable options, then yeah, sure, I would like that. But right
There
now,
are more viable long-term options.
okay.
Nuclear is already viable. It's just people aren't investing in it.
Okay, buddy. Can we? I want to get a few. Let's see. I want to check how many people are watching. Just two right now. I guess that's me and you.
And wind turbines. And wind turbines. Oh, the only real problem.
Oh, there we go.
I want to check how many people are watching. Just two right now. I guess that's me and you.
And wind turbines. And wind turbines. Oh, the only real problem.
You there? Hello? Hello.
Hello.
There we go.
Just 1 minute.
All right.
I'm gonna need a second to set everything up.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see.
Hello.
Nope. Let's see.
I'm gonna need
Sorry,
to
I was a
get
little
this
bit late.
everything up.
That's
No
all right.
worries.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And it's a bit. Okay. I am almost ready.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Sorry, I was a little bit late. That's
No
all right.
worries.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And it's a bit.
No, no,
I am
no,
almost ready.
no. Oh, I'm clicking all the wrong things. I'm clicking all the wrong things. Of course I am. Okay. Are you talking?
No.
I'm clicking
Okay,
all
there
the
we go.
wrong things.
Let's see. Window capture. I want to get my screen.
Of course I am. Are you talking?
No.
Okay, there we go.
This is gonna be awkward. I got it working before. I wanted to pop it out, and then the Audacity. Oh, there it goes.
This is gonna be awkward. I got it working before. I wanted to pop it out, and then the Audacity.
Okay, I'm almost ready.
Oh, there it goes.
So yeah, let's get this. All right, I think I got everything set up.
Hey, you good to go live then?
Yeah, I'm already live myself. So I was having a little bit of a. I was saying a little few things to prepare with me and my friend.
I got everything set up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
anyway,
live
we are
whenever you.
now live on my end
I'm
too.
already live myself.
Okay, good.
So we are debating today on my article, the Anti-Environment Manifesto. Apologies.
No problem.
You had some problems with that article. Do you want to just sort of explain what those problems are,
Well,
and maybe introduce yourself to the audience?
oh yes. I think I'm well known on the Discord. I have said many hot takes there. But yeah, my name is well, Willow. You can call me Desert Will or Max Turner fan, whatever. I go by a lot of usernames on Discord, I guess. So my main contention with the article, I think, is to like to see the environmental impacts is not negatively. I feel personal, but you can maybe change my mind on this. Not negatively impacting our industrial output. Like I would say, say for farming, for an instance, like if we don't take certain steps to trying to impact the amount of carbon we are releasing into the atmosphere and like try and whatever methods we deem necessary to say capture it or whatever or reduce it, I think that will negatively impact our yields and production in materials and stuff like that. And that's kind of my main.
Okay, so
Mhm.
mhm. So I would say that if the motivation of not releasing too much CO2, if that does negatively impact production, I'm not convinced that it does, but let's just say that it does for the sake of argument. If the motivation to reduce that is to be more productive, then that's actually an anti-environmentalist message. Because the environmentalist would say, no, don't release that CO2 because we want to protect the glaciers, which will keep the polar bears in check, right?
Yeah. I think that it's more to them. I'm not personally. I made this clear. I'm more of a neutral party when it comes to environmental regulations and and protections. I think there are there are problems as well as solutions to a lot of problems that will take a lot of time, effort, and work. I do agree in a certain way that like if we slow down production too much, it will negatively affect people's quality of life. I do agree, but I think if we don't slow down, it will negatively affect people's lives as well. I'm more of like you do if you what is it? Uh, damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation. But um, I think that if we come up with more scientific solutions to our energy problems, like say like nuclear energy and like more green energies become more viable over time, I think that can help. But I don't know.
Okay, so you're looking for a sort of a sustainable production model, is what they call it sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I think it's the most logical method to go about this is like just like because coal and oil will eventually run out anyway, so we might as well try and come up with solutions without violating the market, that is, because that's one of my big contentions with environmentalists is I feel a lot of environmentalists want to violate the market a little too much, but I think certain aspects of the market could also cause some issues to our quality of life when it comes to the environment, and that's kind of where I'm coming from, right?
Okay, so then, what are we trying to sustain with sustainable development? Are we sustaining the natural world or humans?
I would say humans for me, like personally, like I personally want humanity. I'm more of a humanist, I guess, in that way. Is like I prioritize human beings over nature, but nature is still important, you know, in my mind.
Okay, and who, who is the one who decides what is sustainable for man, if not individual people going out and deciding what will better their own situation?
Hmm. Ah, that's a good question. Um, I guess I guess we have to like. It's more of like a question. See, that's the thing. I'm more of a. I do agree that we need to approach this in more of an individual to individual basis, and I do agree with that. I think the problem is that I find personally is this idea of forcing it onto people. Like, so for instance, if I was having this contention with my friend who was saying that we need to uh, subsidize clean energy or green energy or whatever, and tax carbon tax the bad energy, the coal, the oil, the whatever. Um, and another contention I find is some people who are environmentalists are okay with nuclear energy, some aren't. So that's kind of another thing I kind of am iffy on. I personally prefer nuclear energy as a useful alternative to like coal and oil, but like I don't know.
So then, if it is going to be on an individual to individual basis that we're coming to this level of what is a sustainable level of production, then it's not going to be some government decree which says you're allowed this much production, that amount only. So then, is there like some objective standard which would be able to tell you, oh, this level of production would be too much, because there's going to be some objective standard for individuals to discover it on their own.
Yeah.
So what would that standard be?
I guess it's up to people's choices, right? like, I guess, like, say for instance, people recycling more. Like, I find on average people are recycling more, and they have say made that choice because they feel that that is better for, like, instead of, like, I guess, like, say for instance, people recycling more. Like, I find on average that if they do in this kind of situation, uh, personally, I'm more for, like, some more proactive stuff instead of just kind of letting it slide to a certain degree. But I think either way, I don't think the environment, like, I don't think in 50 years the environment's going to collapse and we're all going to die, obviously. But to a certain point, we got to be prepared for anything. And, like, even then, like, a meteorite come tomorrow and destroy all life, right? When we don't know these things, but we should uh, have some decent preparations for these circumstances, right? Like as people.
Okay, so if the standard for what level of production is sustainable is up to people's choices, um, then is it that whatever level of production one is doing, that level has to be sustainable because they chose that level of production?
Um, hmm. I think I think that to a certain degree, yes and no. I think like if people say a businessman decides that producing a certain object is not like is more viable than another object, but then it comes out and he fails, then that's just the market. Like, see, that's the thing, right? Like I guess it's more like what we can do rather than what we should do. It's like if I say have like $5 in my pocket and something I want is $6, then yeah, there's something I want, but it doesn't mean I can get that thing. Like I have to make a choice on that kind of circumstances, and that's like that's why I kind of like that's why I'm coming in this at a place of like, yeah, I don't necessarily disagree or agree. Like I'm more neutral on this subject, but like I still think we should discuss possible ideas and what we both might agree and disagree on, right?
I mean, but it can't be a function of whether you can do that thing as against whether you want to do that thing. Because
Yeah.
if you chose a given line of production, then by the fact that you made that choice, you can do that thing. So does that mean that that thing is therefore sustainable?
I mean, I guess if you like, I mean, you could get down to it deep enough where it's like eventually nothing is sustainable in our universe, right? But like for now, I would say, yeah, anything is sustainable as long as it continues to produce, right? Energy and resources until it's not, right?
Okay, so this doesn't
Tree.
sound very much. Sorry. This doesn't sound very much like the environmentalist thesis at all.
I'm not like
if we
I'm
go
not.
back up-
I'm not. Like again, I'm neutral. You know.
It's even deviating from your own position, where it's if we don't slow down production, it will negatively impact people's lives. But if any level of production is sustainable because it was chosen, that means that we don't need to slow down production in order to help people's lives.
I like. I'm more. I like. See, I'm not too strong in my position right now. Because I still, like I said, I am kind of neutral, and I'm willing to like hear you out and see where your ideas go. So there is that, and I think like for me personally, like I am a fan of what you do, you know. Like I do like your content. I think it's interesting and it has even changed my mind in some ways. I still disagree to some degree in some points, but like I don't think I don't think one man is an island. You know, I think we all have things we find contention with, and we can all kind of not work together or come to some kind of solution. Like it's all about like finding common ground, you know. And I'm trying to hear you out as I'm trying to hear other people out. Like be a centrist at this like kind of idea of like, well, what should we do about the environment, right? Like because both sides have very sound points in my mind. You know, as the environmentalist says, environmental degradation is only going to increase and become worse, and people's lives are going to get worse over time. And if we don't slow down, then then it becomes a problem. And then the anti-environmentalist argument is like, but if we slow down now, people's lives are going to get worse anyways. Like it's you damned if you do, damned if you don't. I just want. I don't know if there is like, but that's that's just life sometimes. I don't know.
So like I disagree with that hypothetical environmentalist argument there, that environmental degradation keeps getting worse and therefore people's lives will get worse. And I think bringing up people's lives getting worse is just a smokescreen as well, because you just look at the empirical data. We are destroying the environment more than ever before, and humans' lives are better than ever before. The environmental disaster that we're told about isn't a disaster for humans, it's a disaster for non-humans, which that's perfectly fine, because it's either or. It's one or the other. Either you have production and human flourishing, or you have preservation of nature.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why I think we should do both. I think some animals, like for instance, like cows, right? We need cows to produce food for people, right? And like, I would prefer that we continue being able to produce like household goods and food products and stuff at the same rate or a higher rate. But if we continue down this way, eventually we'll choke some of the atmosphere, which isn't, to me, like if we do it slowly, eventually we can come to kind of slow through technology and science, and we don't have to worry about it. But if we continue to industrialize too quickly, then I find a few problems. Like when I was doing the research that could come about, it would affect a lot of people's lives. But and like that's kind of what I'm coming at is like we have to balance both the good and the bad of each thing. Industrialization to me is very important. I like these things. I like my computer. I like video games. I like housing. I like houses. I like the markets. But I think I don't know.
So like I don't think you can have both production and environmental preservation. To whatever degree you have production, you aren't preserving the environment. And to whatever degree you have environmental preservation, you don't have production. And like the example you brought up was having cows produce milk and stuff. That is not the environmentalist stance properly understood. That is the anti-environmental stance, because you're taking these cows out of nature, you're changing them in order to be better suited for humans to produce more milk, and you are tearing down forests to give them pastures to feed on. Like that's very anti-environmentalist, and that's why it's a good thing.
Again, like I said, like still I'm not like the average environmentalist. I don't hold these like opinions. I'm not very much of an environmentalist. I'm more of a well, I guess I prioritize myself, and like I don't like it getting too hot outside. Like that's about it. Like, and if things continue to get hotter, or colder, or climate just becomes more wonky. And I don't like that. That's kind of where I'm coming at. Like, there are things I like and there are things I dislike. And so, yeah. Like, right now it's a hot day, and I don't like it being this hot in September, for instance. Like, I would prefer it to be a little bit cooler. And I think if it, like, for instance, being in Canada, if things continue to get, like, continue to warm up, then I just don't like that too much. But I like the cold, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think so that example is something you don't like, which is things being too hot or too cold. It's the anti-environmentalists who solve that problem, because we have central heating and we have air conditioning. Right, both of those are very anti-environmentalist. The proper environmentalist would hate both of those, and they would have it that, oh, just however hot the sun is on that day, that's how hot it'll be for you. Just however cold it is on that day, that's how cold it'll be for you. You don't get a solution to that problem with the environmentalists.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, if we continue making it hotter, then it just becomes like that much harder to keep things cool. And like if things continue to get warmer, as scientists, I guess, are saying, I'm not, like, I haven't done too much research into it, clearly, but like still, like, my own area, like, that's kind of my own kind of habitat, right? As well as scientists, I guess, are saying. And like, it's nice to be in a cool house, but I like to go outside, and if we lose that, I don't like that, right? Outside, that is.
Well, then it would be great if we could destroy the environment even more and control the temperature outside as well. Control it all over the place. Why not?
Well, yeah,
That would
eventually,
involve
but
a
that's
massive
like,
destruction of the environment.
that's going to take a few years, though, right?
Well,
Like,
you'll never get there
eventually,
with the
yeah, climate
environmentalist stuff.
control. Eventually, climate control will become viable, but it's going to take a long time. Yeah? Like, it's not going to take
It will.
forever.
Yeah, it might take a long time to get that level of climate control, where you can make it colder in your garden as well. But you'll never get there without production. It's only production that could possibly get you there.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, if we don't, without the environment being protected right now, what if we don't get that stage? Technically, that
If
die by a meteorite. So I don't
if
know.
the environment is protected right now, then by definition you could never get to that stage, because climate control doesn't just fall out of the sky for you. Like, you have to have someone to figure out the science of it and then produce the technology required to do it.
And we need more industrialization to do that. But I'm not saying we stop industrializing. What I'm saying is we slow down for now, and then we speed up when it's not as much of a.
Wasn't your concern, though, that it's going to take too long to produce these things? So then why would you want to slow down the production of these things?
It's not that it's going to take long time, but I'd rather have enough time. Like, instead of having 100 or 200 years, we have, say, 300 years to figure these things out. You know, given enough time.
Well, we've got
like,
forever to figure them out. We're not going to die anytime soon.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, in 100 years, a big population, a certain amount of the population will start to die off in like more arid and like hotter places, and they're gonna move up here, and that's fine, but like it just it could be better if we have more arable land, more, more arable and usable land so we can generate more energy and more resources from it instead of it being completely desert, like the southern tip of the earth being very hard to get the resources out of.
Well, like, if in 100 years, people in hotter climates are going to start dying off because of climate change or whatever, then maybe those people should industrialize, get enough energy to power air conditioning units, and then they can make it at whatever temperature they want.
But that will only.
And meanwhile, the people in colder climates who die more from cold, the fewer people will die.
But that just, like, I think that just makes the problem of temperature even, like, worse. Like, what if look at, like, around our own solar system. If we continue to pump carbon at the rate we are, like, eventually we'll just become like Venus, where it's, like, acid rain and, like impossible for life to survive there. If we go at the same rate for, like, 1,000 years, right? So, I don't know.
You'd have to produce, like, an unfathomable amount of carbon dioxide from anything like Venus. Like, I don't think that we're anything approaching that. And the IPCC also doesn't think we're anything approaching that.
But we could become more and more like Venus over time if we're not careful.
In, like, 10,000 years? Think of what 10,000 years of productivity you could do. You could probably colonize Venus at that point.
Nah, I don't know. I think...
Like, in a century, we've gone from, you know, barely getting off the ground with airplanes to landing people on the moon and thinking about going to Mars. Think of what 10,000 years could do.
Yeah, if we keep on going at the same rate as we are, or faster.
Yeah, it would be faster as well, because it's exponential, right?
Yeah.
It's like you were saying before, like, industrializing too quickly can negatively impact people's lives. And one example you gave was going to get hotter. Do you have, like, other concerns about industrializing too quickly which aren't solved by industrializing quickly?
It's more like, I just see it kind of like this way of, like, where, like, you have to take the good and the bad with every situation. And I think industrialization is a good, but also that if we're not careful, it could become also a detriment to the way of our lives. Because, like, personally, I'm not a big fan of the cities, but, like, I'm not, like... Shit. 1 second. Okay, there we go. I'm not a big fan of the city. I'm more of into, like, the country, and I would like the country to stay kind of this, like, similar environment, you know?
I mean, like, nothing's stopping you if there's all this capital goods being generated, all this capital being accumulated, to go off into the wilderness and live in the wilderness if you want. I think that's a bad idea, but the only way you can really afford to do that is if you're not living like a dirt person, where you've got to, like, build a shack, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying I'm gonna live in a house, but I just rather keep the country and nice and good, and, like, for instance, with, like, hurricanes, it doesn't affect Canada as much, but it becomes like the hurricanes become bigger and stronger, right? And so I'd rather, like, I guess, like have more safeguards to that stuff too, right? Like, because I think the problem with the environment, like the issues we are facing with the environment now, are just going to become harder and harder to deal with. So we have to put more resources into dealing with them, and I think we are. I think the approach that we're like most countries and the world as a whole are coming at this is a more appropriate approach, you know, and I think it's going to be fine for now, you know, until we come to the solution of the environment and making it so it's not as connected to our lives as we are now, and then it's just like something that we can engage in with when we want to, you
So, like, I think both of these problems are solved by industrializing faster. So, getting out into the wilderness and living in the country with modern amenities, you solve that by having more capital. Hurricanes, all natural disasters, in fact, they, as you go across the Industrial Revolution into the modern age, they cause less and less damage, less and less lives lost over
Yeah.
time because countries are industrializing.
Yeah, they have more protections.
Like,
I'm not saying we should. I'm not saying we should slow down drastically. I'm just saying we should slow down a bit, like what we're doing now. What most countries' approaches are now, besides say like China or Russia, right? Like I'm just saying the Western countries right now's approach is you know.
okay,
Oh, I can't.
so to whatever degree these countries are slowing down and industrializing slower, they are going to be less able to handle these problems that you bring up. They are slowing down the rate at which they are solving these problems.
Well, I mean the
It strikes me
GDP.
that all of these problems that are brought up on the human environmentalist side, they are all resolved by industrializing more. So it makes no sense to then advocate slowing down the solution to these problems.
Well, I think like having some measured approaches, you know, like not. I'm not like an I don't necessarily like agree with environmentalists on everything, but I do agree that we need to somewhat restrict our resource gathering to some degree, and but then when we then just kind of let the market do what it does. And I think eventually the market will solve these problems, but we have to have still a measured approach.
But why restrict it at all if the problems are solved by not restricting it?
I guess it's more about like it's like this kind of like well like it's more about protecting your own area, you know, like I want to go on a walk and I don't want it to be too hot to go on said walk, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to have
Sure, and there are solutions to that.
yeah
Right? Like you could bring an umbrella for shade. You could walk under like, if you want to go real technological with it. I was recently at the Gaylord Palms Resort in Orlando, very very hot place. Step outside for a second, it's like I'm in an oven. They have this massive glass dome in the middle courtyard area, and they air condition that entire thing. It was lovely to walk around in there because it was nice and air conditioned, the whole thing. It felt like walking around outside. It was nice and cool. So you can do these things with massive levels of industrialization.
yeah, but then what about the detriment for the environment? What about the costs on the
Who cares
environment?
about the environment?
I do, to a certain extent.
Why?
because I like going outside. I like fishing. Like, I don't like the water to be toxic when I say go fishing. You know, like I want these things to still be nice to do. I want these activities to be nice for me. Because I like going outside.
Well, if you want them to be really nice for you,
Like I don't want like
um,
say for instance I went fishing the other day. Like I want these things to still for instance all the lakes
if
were
you want
fished
these,
out. To be nice for me.
if you want these activities to be really nice to you, for you, what you need is for private individuals who homestead these lands and stuff, and specifically tune them towards being the best for humans. Like, that's why people go hiking on hiking trails, because it's been specifically tuned for human comforts. Like, that's not a natural environment, not even close to it, right? That's why people don't go hiking in Antarctica.
That's fair. See, that's the thing. Like again, like I said, like I just think like what we're doing now is probably fine, as long as we keep at the same rate. Like I say, like keep like I'm more like keep the environment safe like 33%, and then do industrialization 66%. You know, keep the economy going, but also have some protections and like zoos and stuff and like and stuff like that, but not mosquitoes though. Definitely not mosquitoes. They gotta go.
Then why the 33% put towards preserving the environment? Like, what is the benefit of preserving the environment? Because the second you are enjoying anything out there, the second you're appropriating anything and using it consciously, it's no longer in the environment. You've destroyed the environment. You've damaged the environment right there.
Yeah.
Why protect the environment at all?
Because I like it. That's about it. Like, I like it. That's about
I
it.
don't think it's possible to like the environment in the way you're describing. It's possible to like the environment in the way where you want to sacrifice human achievements for beetles and stuff. That's definitely possible. But the second you are going out there and fishing is one of the activities described, that's damaging the environment. You're pulling these fish out of nature, and you're bringing them home and presumably cooking them and whatnot.
Oh,
That's
release,
anti-environmental.
I catch and release though.
Even still, you're pulling them out of the water. You're sticking hooks through them, all for your own amusement.
Yeah.
That is not environmentalist.
But I still want the environment to be able to handle that kind of activity, you know, to a certain extent. Like yesterday, I went fishing and I only caught 2 fish. Generally, I would rather catch more. My dad didn't catch any. Like I personally prefer there to be more protections on, like more people, more resources put towards protecting some of these environmental areas that we use for entertainment, right?
Well, the way you do that is by saying, I have fenced in this entire lake, I own this entire lake, and I'm going to control what sorts of fish are in there. I'm going to control what parasites are in there, you know, keep these fish healthy, so that there's a bunch of fish going around, and then I'll charge people money to come and fish on this lake.
1 second. I gotta go upstairs for a second. I will be back. Sorry about this.
Okay.
I will be quick.
No worries. Let's start with Esco while she's going on. Go over the basic thesis of this article. It's that to whatever degree you have production, you are not protecting the environment. Because what makes the environment, as against human improved, is that a human hasn't improved it. That's why the virgin mountainside is the environment, whereas rocks taken to a quarry and turned into bricks is not the environment. don't understand Zulu's fish question. Don't bears fish too? Well, not in the way that humans fish. Humans are doing it
Sorry about that.
consciously. Like,
Sorry.
no,
Sorry. Oh. Yeah, I know what you're saying. To a certain extent. One second.
So, like, then
Sorry, I just need a cigarette. Hello? LiquidZulu?
yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, okay, good.
Hello.
Yeah,
Can you
hello.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so that's the point. All these
Mhm.
things that you go out and enjoy, it's sort
Yeah.
of like a horror movie, right? People enjoy horror movies because
How so?
they know they aren't in any actual danger. Right, if you were actually being chased down by an axe-wielding madman or some sort of monster, you would not be having fun at all. And that is the same way with going out fishing or going hiking or going camping. You
Yeah.
enjoy these activities because other men have already made it possible for you to do that whilst being safe, because they have destroyed the environment there to whatever degree.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
No, I
like,
guess.
then it stands to reason that the environment shouldn't be even protected 33%. It shouldn't be protected at all.
Well, I mean, like, personally, I just like some aspects of the environment, you know? Like, I like it the way it is now, you know? Like how things are being done in this certain way. I just think it's fine, you know?
I like
Right.
the things you like about what is being done now, though, are better if you have private property and people specifically managing these things and making it better for whatever activity is supposed to be there. Because, like, go out into like some purely natural, like, you have no clue how many fish are going to be there. You have no clue if they're going to be good fish. You have no clue if they're going to be bad fish. Like, it's just going to be whatever nature provides. If you have a person specifically managing it, making it non-environmental, then they can specifically decide what sorts of fish are going to be there, how good they're going to be, all this sort of stuff. So I don't see what the argument for keeping the environment safe 33% is.
You know what? It's just the way it's going anyways. There's
But
a
is it
lot
good way
of
that that's happening?
What?
But is it good that that's the way things are going? Because it could be better if that remaining 33% environmental protection is removed.
I think it's more like 15%, but like, whatever. Doesn't really matter. Like, I think if we continue like building stuff to like mitigate most of the damage of environmental impact, you know, and like continue to like prepare for it, we can avoid most of the side effects. But if we just continue at the same, if we continue to use coal and oil at the same rate that we've been using for 2 centuries, I think we should move to more better energies anyways, because this is going to happen anyways, you know, eventually.
Sure, but then what is the argument to keep the environment safe 33%?
It's more personal taste. That's about it for me. I don't know. I just like it that way.
I mean, but your personal tastes there are built on a desire to go fishing and stuff. We've already demonstrated that going fishing and whatnot is better without the environmental protection.
Hmm. Well, you know, I mean, like I like for instance, like forest protections and lake protections, because like I think some form of like some person coming around and making sure you're not doing anything like damaging is in some ways good. But I think obviously personally I don't think it should be done by the government. I think it should be done by like companies and other groups and stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, basically every forest in the United Kingdom is not a natural forest. It was planted by people.
Yeah.
So, like, that's also not environmental.
Yeah, but I mean, the trees are nature, though.
Is every
Well,
tree
we're a
nature?
part
Like,
of
if I get a
nature.
bonsai tree,
Well, we're a part of nature,
well,
right?
then you're using a different sense of nature than the environmentalist has it.
Yeah. The trees are nature, though.
But I think that's like reductive as far as this discussion is concerned.
How
Because
so?
nature is just reality. Well, there's no way to infringe on reality. Right?
No.
So what would the environmentalist even be against?
I mean, technically.
They're against like breaking the laws of physics or something, like, you know?
I mean, for instance, like the laws of physics, like general relativity and quantum mechanics, we don't have a theory to combine those, right? So we're not like we're still early in our development of our things that we can do, you know?
Right, I was more making the point that if nature or the environment just means reality itself, then and the environmentalist is against infringing on nature, that means he's against infringing on reality, which isn't a thing that's
Yeah, I'll
possible.
take it. Sorry.
And the food.
Yeah, I'm talking. I'm having a conversation right now.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Anyways.
So like that's why it's reductive to describe nature as being reality, because then the environmentalist isn't against anything, because it's not possible to infringe on reality. But the environmentalist definitely is against certain things, and specifically he's against man producing.
Right. Well, I'm not, like I said, I'm not like an environmentalist. I'm kind of neutral. I think we still need some protections. Like, we still need some laws around this stuff. But that's the thing, like, I still believe in certain laws, right?
But like, why do we need those laws around those things?
Because, I don't know, they're just there already. And they work to a certain extent.
But a law being there already doesn't imply that you need that law there. And I disagree that those laws are working, in the sense that they are destroying human lives rather than protecting human lives. If you mean working in the sense that they are able to destroy those lives, then yes, but that's a bad thing.
Do you want a beer tonight?
Yeah. Later.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Okay.
about 10 o'clock.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Okay. Then I can get you sleep.
Okay. But anyways, like, I think it's, again, up to personal opinion. Like, again, with, like, the environment, like, I think we should live within our certain means, like recycling and stuff. But I don't think it should detriment, like, I don't think it should be a focus as much as it, for some people is. And I don't think it should be this, like, super industrialized thing until we can do it, you know? Until we can travel the stars and mine asteroids and all that stuff, right?
But you were specifically saying that we need laws around environmental protection. And your justification for those laws was that they're already in place and they're working. A law already being in place isn't a justification of it. And in what sense are these laws working?
Well, they work in the way that they're designed to work, right? So, like, keep people, I guess, in check on like checks and balances, right?
So it does indeed keep people in check, but why does that make it a good thing? Why should those people be kept in check?
In a way that they're designed to work, right? To like
Hmm.
keep people, I guess, in check on like checks and balances, right?
That is a good point.
So it does indeed keep people in check, but why does that make it a good thing?
I guess my whole
I suppose we
contention
could.
is with the way you kind of phrased it in your article, more or less. Like, I feel like it's
That
like
is a good point.
I personally like think
I guess my whole
it's
contention
environmentalism versus
with the
industrialism,
way,
right? Whereas in
you kind of
like if you
phrased
say
it in
it's
your article.
environmentalism, it makes
Like,
it
I
out
feel
to
like
be like you rather
it's like
live in a world without the environment, you know?
I personally like think it's
Yes, I would.
environmentalism versus industrialism.
But
Because
why?
the environment means unimproved by man.
Whereas in like if you say
Well, I mean, like to a certain extent, like there are things good about the environment. Like there is things we
Because
can
the
do with
environment
it.
means that it hasn't been improved yet, and it should be improved.
Yeah, but like if we improve it too much, then we leave behind our own kind of what makes it to be human, you know? In my idea, my view.
The opposite is true. What it is to be human is to improve the environment. It's to produce. It's to think.
Mhm. Well, I mean, all animals want to succeed. That's a driving force for everything, right?
And the way humans succeed isn't by adapting to our environment like a dog. It's by adapting our environment to us. That is the distinctive feature of man.
Yeah. Well, I just think that like I still want these things to exist to a certain extent. Like I still want I don't want the world to become fully industrialized and like destroy all the environments and make like a city world. Because that doesn't sound as good as having it like more or less a like kind of a mixture of that, right? Like of the environment and industrialization.
No, like having green pastures, that isn't what the environment means. Right. You can have green pastures which are made by humans. So that isn't the alternative. The alternative is between improved by humans or unimproved by humans.
Well, I mean, like again, like I said before, I can't really see eye to eye with like this kind of like idea of like this kind of force being put upon the world from us and making these changes without like idealizing and making sure these things are functional, you know, instead of just
Well, I suppose
doing
we could leave it there then, because it seems like we're not gonna tread on any more ground. Do you have any like closing points? Well, thank you for coming on.
Oh, thank you for having me. Again, I do like you. I like your content, you know, and I guess like I think that we both want things to improve. I'm more for a slower approach. You're more for like keep on going at a faster rate, and I think both are just as valid. In my mind.
Well, I suppose I'll see you next time.
See you around.
Yep.
Okay. Oh well. Okay. Oh well. Okay. Let's see what I can do here. Let's see what I can do here. What the fuck? Why? I'm not good at this shit. Why? I'm not good at this shit. No. Oh, there it goes. Alright, let's see here. Oh, there it goes. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you know what? I'm not used to debates. I, I, I think, I guess in some ways, I did try. I tried my best. And yeah, maybe getting drunk wasn't ideal. But, you know. Oh, well. I guess in some ways, I did try. I tried my best. And yeah, maybe getting drunk wasn't ideal. But, you know. Oh, well. Well, thank you, Noah. I think you would, not gonna lie. Why? Because just like how it is. I don't know. I don't think I want that. Well, thank you, Noah. But you know, I had a good time. Just like how it is. I had a pretty good time. I don't know. I don't think I want that.
Lilo,
Alright.
what the hell is going on?
I'm still streaming.
But why is you're not in the server? You're not in the chat.
Yeah, I'm reading the chat right now.
What happened?
I tried.
The
My
debate.
best. I tried to
Did it just
argue.
end?
I'm still streaming.
But why is you're not in the? Is
I
it just
don't.
over?
Yeah, it's
Because you
just
left.
over.
What
Yeah,
the
I
fuck?
left.
How did it end?
I said.
I'll be honest with you. I only saw like half of the Swillow, and it was
That's
bad.
fine. That's
Not on
fair.
your part. This guy's just a fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
How did it? What did it end on?
I said that like I think we still need some measured approach and like that we as humans should protect the environment somewhat and that it's better for things if we, you know, like make sure we protect the environment. Also, I am still streaming, but no one is watching.
Yeah.
3 people are
But
watching.
why did you get drunk pre-stream?
To loosen me up.
We could actively
Loosen me
see we could actively see the effects of it as you were debating.
Oh
It's not
yeah,
good.
Willow. Fucking, I left less than 2 hours before the stream started, and you get drunk between then and now.
Yes.
Why? You were doing so well.
Like the anxiety.
Yeah, but performance in the debate was clearly suffering because of it. There were points where you'd kind of say some, like you would stay generally on track, but some of your responses felt a little bit like you were drifting off a little.
I mean, like I don't necessarily disagree with him fully. I'm just saying, like, some points of this argument I have a couple contentions on.
And from what we could see happening in the chat, it looked like his audience felt that his audience's opinion on what happened is that it looked
But
like
no, Willow.
looked like he was wiping the floor with you.
Oh,
Willow, you did the one thing we told you not to do. Oh
So
no.
we're definitely going to try and get a debate scheduled because we need to fix this shit now.
Okay. Jetty, no, Willow, shut the fuck up. You're no longer allowed to debate. Jetty, you're in the debate now.
I did
You
this.
volunteered against your will. No, Willow, no more talking. You lost your right to talk after failing the debate. Remember what I said? If you lose, you get exiled.
I didn't fail a debate. I was
Exiled.
having a conversation. I've done this for myself. It's more like I wanted to talk to the guy.
I'm gonna ask Coopin, and if he says that we said you get exiled when you lose the debate, then it's over for you. You're exiled. Straight to Trash Island. I'm creating a whole server just for you called Trash Island. You're not allowed to be on any other server except that one.
Why?
Exile until you debate better, but you're not allowed to debate while in Trash Island, so it's forever exile. No, but I'm not gonna actually exile you, but you are getting an exile role just for you.
Oh.
Just a little reminder. Just a little reminder. And if anybody asks why you have that role, I'm in the chat. I'm explaining this whole ordeal. That's why Jenny should have been the one debating in the first place.
We wish we were there, and we wish we were there instead now, in hindsight.
Well, I gave
Jenny,
you the
do you
option,
want me?
no?
I don't want to debate, but do you want me to tag team the debate with you?
Also, even though Zulu behaved well during the debate, we still feel like a moderator.
I have no clue what you said, Jetty, because you cut out again.
We feel like a moderator would be good, even though Zulu behaved, but moderator would help keep everything in order.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, should you contact him, or should I contact him?
We already asked if we could schedule another debate because of Willow's performance in it.
Yeah.
How did you ask? I didn't think you'd be the kind of person to be in a LiquidZulu's Discord server.
We're not in the server.
I think I did well enough for myself to be satisfied with it.
We're in a group chat. And that's how we scheduled it in the first place.
What? Group chat with LiquidZulu?
With Zulu and
what
Willow.
The fuck?
That's all.
Why are you guys in a...
Anyways, I'm gonna
I didn't
stop.
like LiquidZulu, to be honest.
It was for scheduling the thing.
I'm gonna stop the stream now. So how do you stop these?
If I'm gonna moderate it, you need to I can't just randomly jump in at the drop of a hat. You need to add me if you want me to moderate it. Or create a new one, rather, because Willow's banned from debating.
Why am I banned from debating?
Because you
Because
clearly are not good at it. Like
you're banned from debating because you're bad at it and you got drunk before a debate. But those are the only reasons I really need to ban you from debating.
1 second. I'm trying to pause this thing. How